When it comes to Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, we know many pieces of content ultimately ended up on the cutting room floor, specifically with concepts that never ended up materializing. Some were pretty normal, and other ones were a giant caffeine-addicted squid? What market were you guys trying to aim for? So I will link it in the description down below. There's a little detail on the website, and of course I'll put up the picture right now. If you guys want the full picture just to look at it, it will be on there. But here's the story. At one point during either Infinity War or Endgame, I'm inclined to believe it's probably during Infinity War just because of the scene, Tony Stark ends up going to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and him and Doctor Strange are talking about what exactly is happening, trying to come up with some sort of plan. They are then walking through the Sanctum while Tony Stark is kind of just, cracking his jokes and everything, up until he mentions he would like a drink. It's at this point that a tentacle comes out from the dark. This happens to be a big squid who's sipping on tea and or coffee. It was never settled on what it was gonna be. Now, I've talked to somebody else that said at one point this squid also would have had a sense of humor and a personality to it. As the script kept getting developed, this scene was cut and it went nowhere, ultimately us just getting the concept art and that's it. Now, this is one of those that I just look at it and I'm like, I don't know what you were thinking. I have no idea where this would have fit in or what the purpose was, but it probably would have just been funny, possibly. Although the idea of a slimy, creepy squid handing you something from the dark and kind of just like shocking you, yeah, that probably would have been a little horrific, so I could see why they decided to cut it or maybe how it didn't fit in. And my assumption would be this would have been at whatever the original opening of Infinity War was, where Tony probably is brought back to the Sanctum by Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is filling him in on the details on who Thanos is because he just heard it from the Hulk. And then ultimately they go, oh, and then that scene happens. So that probably would have not fit at all, considering like 2 minutes after that, you have the exposition scene with the whole Infinity Stones, and then New York is being attacked in a genuinely creepy fashion where people are just running for their lives and these aliens land in New York. So they probably made the best choice to cut this scene because it feels like it was just more unnecessary comedy bits that, some people will argue that the MCU already has too many, and I personally agree that this one would have been way too much on top of that.